Hi all, this is Lee Matos, Senior Support Engineering Manager, Americas East, with a very quick presentation for you. Fun fact, Lyle is working on a counter presentation to this, which you'll probably watch before mine. We're racing each other to see who could be more concise. Lyle, I'm going to win. So, diving in, you should be familiar with our engagement survey that the company does. We're going through and the senior leadership team are thinking about the survey results and how we want to go forward with them. So Lyle's presentation talks through what the actual numbers are, and I'm talking about the action plan. Now, there are a couple of components that we want to think about: leadership, your role as an IC, as well as some other factors which we'll take a look at here. But one of the top things that people are trying to understand more about at GitLab are compensation. And through that, we have a plethora of resources where this deck will be linked below, so you can click through these resources and see all of the ways that compensation has evolved at GitLab since we've done this engagement survey. So with that, I just want to take a minute to say, continue to voice your opinions, continue to engage with this survey, continue to work with your manager to understand your specific concerns and needs so that we then can continue to pass that on to people ops and partner with them. Now, in AMER, one of the things that Lyle and I noticed was that there was a component of, I know what is expected of me to be successful in my role. With that, we wanted to take this opportunity to say, we're aware that there could be a disconnect there. And if you do know and you feel comfortable, great. If you don't and you're questioning it, that's why we wanted to get managers involved in crew, to make sure managers were helping to align and shape and clarify the roles and responsibilities. Also, managers should open up a space in one-on-ones. So if you're a manager and a mayor watching this, be ready for people in your one-on-ones to talk about this kind of question. If you're an IC, be prepared to say, hey, I want to know what success looks like to you. Help me understand that. And we're going to continue to work together as a team, as senior leaders involved, as managers involved, as ICs involved, to continue to define and achieve success. Spoiler alert, we're doing pretty dang good, but just want to say that I think here that this is very helpful. So just wanted to draw attention to that. So on this slide, there was kind of some meta, right, about the survey. And some of this for me as a longtime contributor at GitLab, the meta is there are often people who are taking the survey for the first time, and it's really hard and annoying to answer these questions because you're like, well, I didn't have the last survey, right? Insert classic joke about would you promote Windows to your friends and family, right? You don't talk about operating systems with your friends and family. Here, if you didn't have last survey, then maybe you don't know the results. But we're trying to get better at that anyway. So if you've never taken the survey before, this is a time to look at those old results from the previous survey, to understand where we're at, to understand what we saw, to understand how we're going to talk about that now, and then continue to drive those results in the next survey. So everything that we have here, I just want to highlight that this is the opportunity to connect to the company results survey there and to encourage feedback through your manager, through any time that leadership asks for feedback across GitLab and inside support as well. So thank you for your contributions. This is the moment to engage with that content and to maybe we can answer that question better next year. So then there was also a component about leadership, right? We're thinking about how leaders at GitLab communicating the mission, modeling our values, and demonstrating that people are important to the company's success, right? Three things that I think we do well in support in AMER, but it was highlighted that we should and we think we can do better. So with that, right, we want to continue to drive our vision and make that clear here, right? So I want you to know that you should see more of managers connecting the vision and where we're headed. And if you're not seeing that, give us feedback on that, right? Modeling values, this happens, right? But continue to keep an eye out for it and continue to let managers know when you see them living out values by sharing in the thanks channel and sharing in support team as well. That's going to be very, very helpful. And then as we go forward, we want to think about how leaders can recognize our contributors. And we've had a fair bit of escalations and emergencies recently where we've been thinking through and engaging and seeing a lot of great results as people are engaging and collaborating there. We had the web workflow issue the other day. We had some escalations with some large customers, right? This is going public, so I don't want to get too detailed here, but I just want to share with the team, know that we're keeping an eye on that. And if you have ways that you would like to be recognized, or you think people who are deserving of recognition, talk with your manager. That will be super helpful, and that will help us improve as a team. So lastly, I want to think about just wrapping this up, right? The engagement survey itself. So remember, this moment here is about knowing that leaders are paying attention to this survey, knowing that we reviewed and based on Lyle's deck, we had great results, but there's still ways that we want to continue to elevate our results as much as possible. So with that, review last year's survey if you're interested. If not, know that you can find it by clicking through to the deck linked on this video. And otherwise, thank you. Hopefully I beat Lyle. All right, bye.